My name has reached Mars through the Perseverance rover, which has landed on the 18th of Feb 2021 on the red planet. Let me take you on the journey to Mars.
Perseverance, 51 years later, getting ready to do the first ever Mars return mission.
Eventually, we can bring those samples back to Earth and determine for the very first time, did life exist on Mars?
Countdown to Mars, a story of perseverance.
In less than an hour, NASA's 300 million mile journey from America's shore to Jezero Crater on Mars will begin with the launch of this Atlas V rocket into space. And at the top of that rocket, with a beautiful sunrise and shrouded by that protective fairing, is the Perseverance rover headed to Mars, ready to ride a column of fire and smoke on its way to the red planet. What a beautiful morning here on the Space Coast. Welcome everyone. Behind us, the star of the show. This is a life-size mock-up of the Perseverance rover, which is just like the one we are launching to space. Hi everyone, I'm Daryl Nail.
And I'm Mujige Cooper. In the 50 minutes leading up to launch, we will show you how this mission will reach and search for ancient microscopic life on Mars and test new technologies critical to the ultimate goal, future human missions to Mars.
That's right, and we've got the rocket on the pad and it is ready to go. A beautiful day outside. We're L-47 minutes and counting until launch, and so far the countdown to Mars is on track. We've got great weather, the rocket's looking good, and it puts us on track for a launch at 7:50 a.m. Eastern Time, the beginning of a 2-hour window. And getting it underneath. As
Yes.
we know, it's now underneath, but here's a special guest, and we're going to duck down. This is the Mars helicopter.
Yes,
and
ingenuity.
Moo, this thing is going to be actually tucked up underneath the rover. It was a late addition to this project,
Yes.
but it's probably one of the neatest things on it.
It is pretty amazing. 2,400 RPM that these blades are going to spin
That's
in
fast.
counter directions.
Yeah.
It's a little bit under 4 pounds. It's super light. And yeah, it's going to be the first rotorcraft flight on the surface of Mars. It's spectacular.
And you know what's amazing? It will be taking pictures as well, right?
That's
Look at
right.
the blades.
Wow.
These blades turn,
Great
right?
model.
And they turn in opposite directions.
They
I
do,
understand.
they do.
It will have a camera on it. It will shoot live or shoot video.
Yes.
That we will then get back. It'll shoot video of the rover as it's doing its work, right?
Yeah, it's spectacular. And look at the clearance. I mean, this rover needs to clear this helicopter after it's deployed.
All right. Well, thank you so much for giving us the tour of the
Yeah.
mock-up. It's just like the real one, except for it's not going to Mars. Well, thank you so much. And so by now you may have heard that this Perseverance rover was named by a 7th grader. And it was given that name, which is very special to us. And so we asked Hidden Figures actress Octavia Spencer to tell you why the Perseverance name is more than just a name to us here at NASA.
We are a species of explorers, believers.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
We are willing to do the hard things, to overcome the many challenges. This is what brings out the best in us.
We are go for a mission to the moon.
Our path has led to success and to bitter losses.
We come together today to mourn the loss of 7 brave Americans.
Yet, even when faced with tragedy and setbacks, we persevere. We keep striving. We keep believing. From space, we see our planet as a whole. We see the challenges facing it, and we face those challenges together. We will not give up. We challenge convention. We refuse to accept the status quo. The time at hand is hard, but we will persevere. We can still draw hope from the moon and the stars, from space, from exploration. There is a new day beyond the challenges we face now.
Curiosity, insight, spirit, opportunity. If you think about it, all of these names of past Mars rovers are qualities we possess as humans.
10, 9, we have ignition sequence start.
But if rovers are to be the qualities of us as a race, we missed the most important thing.
3,
Perseverance.
Launch commenced. Liftoff. We have liftoff.
We are a species of explorers. We will meet many obstacles on our way to Mars. But as humans, will not give up. We will always persevere.
What does it take to add the Perseverance mission to the Deep Space Network?
Well, it's a lot of pre-work before the launch. We test with the launch vehicle, we test with the spacecraft, we test with the rover. We test over and over again to ensure that when it launches, when the spacecraft separates, when it lands on Mars, that we can have confidence that it will be able to establish a communication with us back on Earth. That's very important, and we instill that confidence by testing and making sure we have a lot of testing up front. And the payoff comes when we see those great, awe-inspiring images from Mars. And so a lot of testing happens up front, and a great team that works on that.
Here on planet Earth, a lot of tests were conducted by NASA on the rover Perseverance to prepare it for the landing on red planet Mars. Down here, one of the tests was centrifuge spin test. All these days, the scientists at NASA did not sleep for a while. They were taking notes of the important observations to ensure success of mission Mars 2020. This is the parachute firing test, wherein they simulated the firing of parachute down here on planet Earth. The parachute wind tunnel test was conducted to ensure that the Perseverance reaches the correct location at Jezero crater on the planet Mars. And then one test was lander vision system test for avoiding the landing hazards on the red planet. And here you can see Dr. Swati Mohan working at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. And this is the test, the rover wheel drop test being conducted at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in USA. These are examples of the most important quality of mankind, perseverance.
And that's why I think this is an appropriate name for this mission.
Perseverance has just started the journey to make history in Mars exploration.
It's the start of our collaboration, not only to go to Mars, but to bring back samples, the Mars Sample Return Campaign, and this is going to change our view of Mars forever.
Mars is an amazing place to explore.
Because exploration is inside the human being very nature.
Mars is essential to understand and know about our solar system, including our Earth.
We believe we can contribute to scientific discovery and future human exploration on Mars.
This exploration of Mars is of great global significance as it contributes to the humanity's search for a home away from planet Earth.
We need robotic precursor missions like Mars 2020 Perseverance to help us understand where we need to go and what we need to do when we get to Mars, but ultimately our objective as a globe is to put humans on the surface of Mars.
Take care, everyone, and remember, keep looking up. Cheers.
Cheers.
7, 6, 5, 4. Engine ignition. 2, 1, 0.
0.
Release. And liftoff. As the countdown to Mars continues, the perseverance of humanity launching the next generation of robotic explorers to the red planet.
Few small steps for a robot, a giant leap for mankind.
And Atlas TU has gone to closed loop control.
And the journey started on 30th July 2020 for the Red Planet. 7 months later, on Feb 18th, 2021, NASA's Perseverance rover and Ingenuity landed on the planet Mars. These are the rare images captured by the onboard cameras.
Perseverance has now slowed to subsonic speeds and the heat shield has been separated. Skycrane maneuver has started. About 20 meters off the surface.
We're getting signals from MRO. Tango Delta.
Touchdown confirmed. Perseverance safely on the surface of Mars, ready to begin seeking the signs of past life. Begin seeking the signs of past life.
These are the fantastic images sent by the rover Perseverance right from planet Mars. You can see the dry, rocky surface of the red planet. Now, this mission will stay there for 1 Mars year, and that means 687 Earth days. These rovers will collect the samples from the planet Mars and bring it back to the Earth.
We are starting the straight up and fly right maneuver. The navigation has confirmed that the parachute has deployed and we are seeing significant deceleration in the velocity. Our current velocity is 480 meters per second at an altitude of about 12 kilometers from the surface of Mars.
Heat shield set.
Perseverance is now slowed to subsonic speeds and the heat shield has been separated. This allows both the radar and the cameras to get their first look at the surface. Current velocity is 145 meters per second at an altitude of about 9.5 kilometers above the surface.
Nav filter converge. Velocity solution 3.3 meters per second. Altitude 7.4 kilometers.
Now has radar lock on the ground. Current velocity is about 100 meters per second, 6.6 kilometers above the surface. Perseverance is continuing to descend on the parachute. We are coming up on the initialization of terrain relative navigation and subsequently the timing of the landing engines. Our current velocity is about 90 meters per second at an altitude of 4.2 kilometers.
LPS valid.
We have confirmation that the lander vision system has produced a valid solution and part of terrain relative navigation.
Priming. TBA is nominal.
We have timing of the landing engines.
Back shell set.
Current velocity is 83 meters per second at about 2.6 kilometers from the surface of Mars. We have confirmation that the back shell has separated. We are currently performing the divert maneuver. Current velocity is about 75 meters per second at an altitude of about a kilometer off the surface of Mars.
TRN safety Bravo.
We have completed our terrain relative navigation, 30 meters per second, altitude of about 300 meters off the surface of Mars. We have started our constant velocity accordion, which means we are conducting the Skycrane, about to conduct the Skycrane maneuver. Skycrane maneuver has started, about 20 meters off the surface.
We're getting signals from MRO. Tango Delta.
Touchdown confirmed. Perseverance safely on the surface of Mars, ready to begin seeking the signs of past life.
This is a proud moment for mankind, a proud moment for Mother Earth. One day, this perseverance of mankind will lead to newer discoveries of the unending infinite universe. We'll come to know about the alien microscopic life on the planet Mars. We'll come to know whether, if any time, rivers and seas existed on this red planet, and maybe we were one of the living things which came from Mars and settled down on planet Earth. There are a lot of unanswered questions for which perseverance will bring some answers. This is the best example for the perseverance of mankind to explore the unknown universe, to search for the extraterrestrial life, to search for the building blocks of life.
This is perseverance.